Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden. I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today is hashtag cathysowinghappiness, in which we'll have our drawing at the end of the video. But first, let's have our shout out to Alice, Lisa, Norma, Winfred, Tony, and Crafting with Nanny. I appreciate each and every one of you. Set this aside, we'll have our drawing at the end. So what I have here is a dyed and painted up, coffee dyed, splattered up, a little bit of a doily here on an altered file folder. We're going to use this as our base for making an altered paper clip with the tassel. So what I did was I cut some pieces that are approximately 3.5 inches by 2 inches right here. So I just cut them out, just measured and chopped them up. Now you could go ahead and elongate this to 7 inches if you wanted to fold it over. I just chose to do it this way. So whichever way you want to do it will be just fine. So after we go ahead and we cut your pieces, we're going to get 2 of them. We're going to need 2 for the altered paper clip. And then I'm going to bring in paper clip. Here we go. And we're going to decide which paper do you want on the front. I really like this one. So I'm going to place the small portion of my clip inside and have the larger one on the outside. Then I'm going to put them together like this, but I'm going to grab my art glitter glue and I'm simply going to add a bunch of glue onto the page that has the smaller portion of the paper clip. And then I'm placing these 2 together. And that's what I mean by you could have done a 7-inch one by 2 inches and folded it over. I just chose to do it this way. Well, however you choose to do it will be perfect. All right, so we've got that all glued together. Now that's going to, take a few minutes to dry because that was a lot of glue in there. So I have one already put together and it has dried. All right, so now what I want to do, I'm going to lay this down on my glass mat and I want to make a mark 1 inch up from the bottom. So I'm just going to make a light little mark with my pencil. And I'm going to do it on the other side as well. Now this is the middle right here, and I'm just going to put a little mark on either side right here. I think that's 1/4 of an inch. So basically that's 1/2 an inch right there. I don't want, when I cut this corner off, I don't want this right down here to be a point. I want it to be flat. So here, I'll explain what I'm doing here. I'm bringing in my scissors, and from this point, oh, my scissors are dirty. From this point to this point is where I'm going to be cutting. Just like that. And I'm not taking that one to measure because I've already measured. Ha! Yeah, me measuring. So anyway, it looks just like that. So as you can see, I did not bring it to a point. Alrighty. So then I'm going to bring in my vintage photo because I really do love inking. I think it really adds a lot. And as I ink this up, I'm going to tell you, what is hashtag cathysowinghappiness? It's you helping me spread happiness through simple acts of kindness. We don't know what people are going through. And sometimes just a simple act of kindness will just give them the boost that they need to just keep going. Maybe you have 20 items at the grocery store line and they have 2, the person behind you. Have them go in front of you. The one that I really like is someone letting me in line of traffic. That one is a true win-win. They are so happy that you have let them in. They usually wave to you, and really it makes you feel happy that you have helped them out. So simple acts of kindness. In the comments section of the most recent Cathy Sewing Happiness is where you need to list your act of kindness towards another person. If you choose not to tell me what your act of kindness is, that's okay. Just type in spreading happiness and that will be your entry. Make sure you check back next week, next Sunday. Every Sunday we have a winner. Check back next Sunday if you enter to see if your name has been pulled out of the fishbowl, because I'm going to need your address for your happy mail, and that's my way of paying it forward, sending you happy mail. All right, so that's what hashtag cathysowinghappiness is all about. As you saw, I put out a little dollop of gold folk art enamel. This happens to be glass paint. It does not happen to be glass paint. It's acrylic paint. I picked it because of the color. I thought the color was gorgeous. You know, I like gold paint. I don't know. There's something about it. So I'm simply just going to brush some gold paint around the edge. I'm not really going precise. I'm not doing it exactly. As you can see, I'm just placing a little bit of gold paint on the edges first, and then I would like to just brush a little bit in the inside. It's just going to add a little bit of color, a little bit of glistening. As you can, I don't know, can you see that it glistens? There you can. Oh, there you can. There you can see it really well. All right, so I'm just brushing it on, just a little bit, not a whole lot. Now I'm going to clean this up, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm all cleaned up. Now before we go any further, it's time to put our gromlet in, or our eyelet, whichever you'd like to call it. Now you guys, I really believe this is something that you practice to make perfect, because it's a little scary for me to do this on camera because I am not good at this yet. But we're going to try, because like I said, if I don't practice, I'm not going to get any better. So I'm taking my hole punch, I'm just checking the size of my hole, and I'm going to put a hole right there where we don't have a point, but it's like that. That's where I'm going to put that's where I put my hole, right there. Now I'm going to add my eyelet or gromlet, whatever you'd like to call them, right inside here, just like this. It's a tight fit, but it will fit in there, just like that. And I'm going to add my saver on the back, or whatever they call these. Someone's going to tell me, I'm sure. This ring. I've never used these rings before, but when I ordered, I made sure that they came with those because I wanted to try them out. Now, let's go ahead and let's try to get this right, guys. I'm going to try very hard to get this correct. I'm going to do it this way. I'm sure that one way is better than the other way. Nope, I'm going to turn it this way. I told you, you guys, I am just like, yikes, yikes and yikes. Get it in here. I have to really get it correct, or it's not going to, there. I think that's sitting correctly. Oh, let's hope so, guys. We're on camera. Huh, not bad, not bad. That's exciting for me. Listen, guys, it's really exciting when I get it right. Okay, so it's just like that. Now, I still want to hammer it with my little brick and my little hammer just to get it completely flat. I'm going to do that, and I'll come right back. All right, so now I really am happy with how that is working out. So I said that we were going to do a little bit more painting. I have a fan brush. We're going to do a little splatter paint. I decided that I wanted to use white. This happens to be apple barrel white acrylic paint. It just, you can use whatever color you want. I just wanted to use something that I could possibly use in a Christmas journal. I added a little bit of water. It's runny. Made my acrylic paint runny. Someone's going to say, how much water did you add? I don't know how much water I added. I added it so it drips. Do you see it dripping? Yes, you can see it dripping. It drips so that you can actually splatter. Okay, you have to be able to have a consistency that it will actually splatter. I'm bringing in my scissors because I'm going to use my scissors to splatter. I'm just banging my brush onto my scissors, and then it makes a gorgeous splatter. I just love that. I'm going to clean up once again, and we're going to continue. All right, so here's our little altered paper clip so far. I'm going to set this aside. I need that to dry before we do our next step. But let's bring in some book pages and some music paper. So having this right here, I'm just going to tear myself a little piece of book page. There's a couple. And I'd like to tear a little bit of music. And I want some jazzy music, something with some nice notes, some nice dark color. Is that going to go across? Yeah, it will go across, but I don't really like that, so I'm going to tear another piece. There. I think I did a better job here. I don't like that bump in there. That's a little better. Okay, something like that. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to bring that gold paint back. I think I put my brush up, and I shouldn't have put my brush up, so I'm going to grab it. All right, so I have my brush again, and once again I'm going to put just a little bit of gold paint down on my glass mat. I just need a tiny bit this time, not much at all, because what I want to do is I'm just going to highlight the edge of my book page as well as my music sheet. So just brushing it on. It doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes when it's not perfect, it really looks nice. I like that look, especially for a junk journal. And so we've got that one done. Now let's see here. It's a little too much. I just want the music. I don't want all that extra paper. Yeah, that's going to work out fine right there. Let's add a little bit of paint onto here. I do have an example of this that I'll show you at the end. I just have one, guys. I don't have a whole bunch of them, but you can at least see how another one turned out. Okay, so I've got that on there just like that. That should dry fairly quickly. I am actually just going to wipe my brush and wipe that up. That's just not too much there. Hopefully my brush won't dry out. Alrighty, so the next step that I want to do is how are we doing on our drying of our card? Altered paper clip. Oh, it looks like it's dry enough that we can continue. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my little tassel. So this is just some, it's like eyelash yarn. It's very different. It's a kind of a off-white color, and I'm simply going to place it in my gromlet. So I get it through my gromlet here, or eyelet, whatever we want to call it. There we are. And I'm going to cut off a piece so it dangles down. There, something like that. And I'm going to give it a knot right up there at the base of my paper. There we are. Now you can make this as long as you like. I think that's a little long for my liking. I think I'm going to shorten it a little bit. It kind of reminds me of a kite in a way. Kind of has that same feel. All right, so we're like this now. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in my music, and I'm going to glue it right on there just like that. I noticed that, well, we're just going to glue it on. I didn't ink it, which I did in my example, but you know that some of you ink and some of you don't ink, so it's just a personal preference whether you like to do it or not. I still have a little bit of wetness there going on with my gold paint, so that's why it's being a little delicate there and getting that placed on there. I will ink up the sides there, and then I want to pop my my book page, maybe about down there. So I'm just going to add it to the book page right here at the bottom of the music, maybe something like that. Okay, now I have these little flowers. Now, I have recently purchased them from the Dollar Tree, I believe, and I thought the white was super sweet. I'm just going to take one out, and I am going to remove this center. I don't want this center. Usually I do it over my trash can, but I'm going to do it this way so y'all can see how I do it. There's a pretty good amount of glue they put on there, so I think that little, if you want that center, you can keep it because it does have a lot of glue. Now I'm going to take my sponge, and I'm just going to darken this up just a little bit. I just didn't want it to be super stark white, and I would like to place it, I think I'm going to place it right over here. So I'm adding my flower with my hot glue gun because it's quick and easy and it's great for videos, and that way it's glued on. I don't have to worry about it coming off. I have a little flat back off-white pearl that I'm going to add right to the center of my flower. I'm just going to pop it right on there just like that. And there you go, you guys. Isn't that adorable? Now here's one that I made earlier, right here. Now this one's smaller, so this one is 3 inches by not quite 2, and this one is 3.5 by 2. So you can make them in different sizes. I just have some paper here at Digital. This is digitalcollage.com. Look how cute that looks. It really does look festive. This is a chapter 1 paper. Look at this one on there. So pretty, you guys. I absolutely love how these have turned out. I really do. I think they would be beautiful additions to any journal, whether it be Christmas or whether it be a bee journal, something like that. Let's go ahead and let's have our drawing for Happy Meal. So like I said, if you enter into the drawing, please check back next Sunday to see if your name has been pulled out of the fishbowl, because I'm going to need your address to send you your Happy Mail. So here's our winner this week. Let's open it up and see who it is. Oh, we got a little sequin in there. Okay. Carol C. 1961. Carol, you are winner of Happy Mail this week as my way of paying it forward. You guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.